Good evening, and welcome to tonight's meeting of the Town of Babylon Zoning Board of Appeals. The following is the procedure that will be followed tonight. The matters will be called in the order they appear on the calendar, with adjourned matters being called at the end of the regularly scheduled matters. Matters cannot be heard prior to their published scheduled time. When your matter is called, please submit the affidavit of posting to the secretary and proceed to the podium and give your name and address. The chairperson will then swear you in and read into the record information we have from your application, comments from various town departments, and any correspondence received on your application. The chairperson will then ask you to make whatever presentation you wish to make to the board. After you have made your presentation, the board will ask whatever questions the board deems appropriate, and then we will ask for comments from the public. If you wish to speak for or against an application, we ask that you wait until you're acknowledged, come forward, give us your name and address, tell us where your property is in relation to the property that's in question tonight, and then please direct your comments to the board, not the applicant or the applicant's representative. We have to keep a record, and we cannot do that if there are people talking over each other or cross conversations. If someone has spoken for or against an application, and they have said exactly the same thing that you wish to say, it will have the same force and effect in the record if you give your name and address, are sworn in, and say that you join in those comments. If you have anything additional to say, please don't hesitate to do so, but keep in mind that you will be given only one opportunity to speak. After the public has spoken, the board may ask the applicant to come back to answer any questions that may have come up as a result of the public comments, or for the applicant to summarize. When the applicant comes back to answer any additional questions, if that happens, that does not start a second round of public comments. Once the matter has been heard, various things may occur. The board may decide the application immediately. It may reserve decision. If the board reserves decision, that does not mean the matter is approved or denied. It just means that the board needs more time to decide, may want to go out and look at the site again, or might want to review the documents and testimony further before making a decision. In either event, the applicant will receive the board's decision in writing shortly after the board makes its decision. If the application is approved, that does not mean that you can then go ahead and start construction, or whatever it is that you requested from the board. You will have to wait for the building permit to be obtained from the building department before your go-ahead. On some occasions, the matter may be continued for another night. If it is continued, in most cases it will be for the submission of documents, a new survey, new plans, or something of that nature. If that's the case, no one needs to come back on the new date. The documents will be submitted and no further testimony will be taken. On rare occasions, a matter may be continued for future testimony. If that's the case, then people would have to come back to testify. If matters are adjourned at an open meeting on the scheduled date of hearing, no further notice need be given unless specifically required by the board on the date the adjournment is granted. 3 rules that may affect your ability to proceed tonight. 1. If the sign was not posted for 10 days, we cannot hold the hearing tonight. 2. If you commence this proceeding while you own the property, but no longer own the property, and you are here now to continue with the application, you will need either the written consent of the new owner or the new owner to be present for the hearing. This situation could come about if you sold your house or building, money was held in escrow at closing for a certificate of occupancy or permit, and you're here tonight to clear that up. Lastly, if your application is a commercial application and it's other than a renewal, and there is more than one tenant in the building, then you need your landlord to be here. Is there any applicant that has any difficulty with those situations and would need an adjournment tonight?
Is there anyone who would need an adjournment? Please rise and join the board in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we begin, we have one adjournment on our calendar. It's application 25233. Property is located at 69 East Beach Promenade in Lindenhurst. That's being adjourned to January the 22nd. Is there anybody here on that? Okay. First application is application 25237 of Renee Hovance. Property located in Deer Park. Name and address for the record. Happy
Good evening,
New Year.
Mr. Chairman. Happy New Year. For the record, Nicole Blanda. I'm an attorney at Bizzell Blanda Visconti with offices at 535 Broad Hollow Road in Melville.
Okay. For the record, we have a planning division memo dated December 29th, 2025. Environmental control memo dated January 7th, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Michael K. Wicks dated October 7th, 2025. Tax map acting as an area map, and
There are 4 photographs on a site plan by 10 Design Group dated October 27, 2025.
okay. Would you like to tell us about the application?
I'm here tonight on behalf of the homeowner, Renee Hovanik, seeking a front yard variance for a small portion of their existing dwelling. It's located on the southeast corner of Hollings Drive and Totten Avenue. So as a corner lot, it does require 2 front yard setbacks. It's Zone Res B, has a lot area of 10,241 square feet. The original dwelling was built in 1966. Then in 1988, they appeared before this board for variances in connection with a second-story addition at that time, as well as fencing. As part of that application, one of the variances requested was to permit a 6-foot fence to run from Totten to the dwelling, and it specifically says 25 feet. So at that time, I believe in 1988, they were permitted to have a 25-foot setback on that street because the dwelling existed and a second-story addition was approved at that setback. However, since then, I believe in 2002, in Res B, the front yard setback requirements were increased to 30 feet. So after, in '89, the second story was CO'd, but later in 1991, this little bump out that's 17.5 by 10.7, it was a patio area and it was further enclosed, and it was created to be habitable space as part of their house. So they're now selling their home. The setback is obviously in line with the rest of the house. We're seeking a front yard setback to reduce from 30 feet to 25 feet. Technically, we're only written up for that 1-story addition in the back, but they did create habitable space back there. They're trying to legalize and maintain what's there so that they can sell their home and move on to their new home, which I believe is 4 houses down. They need to downsize. And so, the property is well maintained. It's been inspected already by Mr. Harkins. Everything looks good. There's no issues or complaints. So we're just here tonight to hopefully legalize it and just request that we can maintain that setback.
Okay. Thank you. I'll turn the hearing over to Mr. Montiglio.
Good evening, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, I passed the house, it looks real nice. I mean, the lawn and maintenance, everything looks real nice. They constructed it, they built it
They did.
with no permit, did they realize?
So they did all that work and got the permits for the second-story addition, and even came here for variances. And then in 1991, I don't know, it was the 90s, things happened. They enclosed it, and here we are.
Is there any kind of
But it's been inspected,
Okay.
so everything now, they have the electrical underwriter certificate and all that, everything has passed.
All right, I have no further questions, Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
The Chairman, I'd like to approve application 25-237.
Second.
All in favor? Good luck.
Thank you, have a good night.
No conditions, nothing, that's it.
Next application is application number 2 is being adjourned until January the 22nd. Next application is application 5232 of Leo and Ellen Marie Cola. Property located in Babylon. I think this is North Babylon, actually. Name and address, Mr. Farrell.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the applicant, my name is John Farrell with the firm of Son, Ward, Braff, Coscignano. Our offices are at 1300 Veterans Memorial Highway, Suite 100, Hop Hog, New York.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated January 6, 2026. Environmental control memo dated January 7th, 2026. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. I have 3 photographs. Tax map acting as an area map. Survey by William Simmons dated 4/21/25. And
Chairman, there's 7 photographs.
we also have a number of correspondence, 6 correspondence in opposition to the application. Would you like to tell us about the application?
Sure. I have not been provided with copies of that correspondence or in opposition, so if the board has
We'll
extra
get-
copies, I would like to review them.
Yeah, we'll give them to you, no problem.
The subject property is located on the north side of Village Line Road. It's approximately 587 feet west of Deer Park Avenue. It is located in Babylon. The Village Line runs right down the middle of Village Line Road. It is in the North Babylon School District. The property is 50 feet wide and 177 feet deep. It's a total of 8,850 square feet. It's improved with a 2-story single-family dwelling. It's located in a Residence C district. In addition to the dwelling, my client has an accessory building and some accessory structures, including a sauna, a shed, and a cold plunge tub. These structures are what bring us here tonight. They're relatively minor in nature when you view them in context of the surrounding community, and we don't think they have a negative impact on the area. We're here tonight. We need relief from several things. We need a reduction in front yard setback because we have a secondary front yard of Oakgrass Lane, though I'm not quite sure I agree with that because there is town-owned property behind our lot, and then beyond the town-owned property is Oakgrass Lane. I would submit that property blocks off the secondary street frontage. We don't have secondary street frontage. The street frontage is on the town-owned lot that's behind us. And if that's the case, then it changes the nature of the application, mainly because instead of the reduction in the front yard setback from 40 feet for some of these structures, it would be a reduction from 6 feet. So, for example, the permission to diminish the front street line from 40 to 0 for the outdoor shower would be from 6 to 0. Diminish the front street line for the sauna from 40 to 2.1 would be from 6 feet to 2.1 feet. To diminish the front street line from 40 to 0.5 for the shed would be, based on the size of this structure, I believe it would be a 6-foot, though I'm not sure because I believe this structure is large enough to constitute an accessory building and not an accessory structure because it's larger than 100 square feet. So I would defer to the board's opinion on that. To increase the total building area from 30 to 32%, that stays the same. To diminish the distance from the west side from 6 to 2.1 for the shed, that remains the same. And to diminish the distance on the east side from 2 to 0.7 for the cold plunge tub, that remains the same. On item number 7, to increase the number of accessory structures from 2 to 3, I believe that was an error as well. And the reason I believe that is because if the shed constitutes an accessory building, because it's larger than 100 square feet, we are permitted to have a single accessory building and 2 accessory structures on the premises. So that would eliminate that variance altogether. I know this is coming up at last minute. I was hired after the denial was issued. I wanted to get this application in because my client has been repeatedly harassed by his neighbor for the past 8-9 months, and we want it to stop. And I think the only way we can get it to stop and get the town to stop sending people to his house to inspect is to get the certificates of occupancy. And I felt like coming forward tonight and moving to amend the application would be the straightest, quickest path to do so. If you, I was reading the planning memo, and one of the things that was suggested was that the structures be moved away from the property line, adjoining property lines further away, because there's enough property on my client's lot to do so, and it would have less impact on the neighbors. I would submit that there is no impact on the neighbors. If you look at the aerial photo of this property, the neighbors all have the same length lots. There is nothing behind this far back in their properties. If we moved it closer or moved it further away from the street, it would just be bringing it closer to their homes, and it would actually, to the extent it has an impact, it would have more of an impact because it would be closer to their dwellings. Though I do question whether or not a sauna and a cold plunge tub actually have an impact. This is not a sports court. It's not even a swimming pool. These are things that are used for rest and relaxation. You're not generating a lot of noise when you're in a cold plunge tub or when you're in a sauna that's enclosed. I know the inspector was out last week. I know there were some questions about the use of the shed. The shed is used for storage. There should be pictures in the record that the inspector submitted. There is an electrical panel in the shed that is to provide service for the cold plunge tub and the sauna. We need the electric for those two systems. But there's no habitable space. We'll agree that it will never be converted to habitable space. I think my client would even agree that if these structures had to come down or be replaced, he would place them in a location that was appropriate according to the required setbacks. If the board has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them, though I would like to point out, I know the issue was brought up about the fence. Everybody along Oakcrest Lane that fronts on Village Line Road has a fence that is similar to my client's fence. Many of them have been replaced. There are what appear to be new vinyl fences. I don't believe any of those residents have applied for building permits. Not to say that we haven't, but I think that my client did not realize he would need a permit, as it was just kind of matching what the other residents in the area did. So, if the board has any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Okay, turn here over to Ms. McCullough.
Okay, thank you. It is a very busy application.
It is on paper. Yes.
It is on paper. All right, so when was the property purchased by your client?
1980 something, right?
Okay. Okay,
32 years ago.
so we've been there for some time.
Yeah.
So all these structures have been built,
Yes.
constructed at some point within
Yes.
that time frame. It wasn't purchased with any of these structures.
The shed was always there. The shed's an older structure.
Okay,
The cold plunge tub and the sauna are new.
okay. Are you aware that some of these items are you guys are utilizing the town of Babylon right away?
The only things that encroach on the right-of-way are the shower area, which is really just the grade level of the shower.
Okay.
It's really just rocks. It's not anything significant. The planter my client put there to provide some height and some screening for the residents on Oakcrest Lane. He's happy to remove that. If the board wants that as a condition of the approval, he'll take the planter out completely. The fence, I mean, I think according to the planning memo, that wasn't called out in the letter of denial. I'm not quite sure why, so we'll have to deal with that on a separate, yes,
absolutely.
in a separate application.
We received some complaints about a kitchen being in the shed building, whichever you want to label it as.
Yeah.
Was that ever the case?
No,
Never a kitchen?
no. I mean, if you look at the pictures.
I saw it.
No offense to my client, but it's a
I
pigsty.
saw it.
It's just, I mean, his kids are older now. Actually, his son works with me at my law firm. You know, it's storage that they've just accumulated over the years. He does not have any living space or any habitable space. The electrical panel that's in there is strictly to service the sauna and the cold plunge tub.
Okay. So both of those items would still need a variance as well?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any type of, some dialogue there to move those in?
I wish there were. I think it presents a lot of challenges to move those structures. I would love to say that we could do it easily, but the fact of the matter is, they're in the least intrusive location of the property when you're considering the neighbors. There's nobody behind us, and the property is on either side. There are no structures on the property. So it's really just these structures that are there, and he's not having an impact on the neighbors.
So is there water going to the sheds, or,
No, there's no water in the sheds.
and we determined that there is electric in the shed?
There is electric. There's a light in the shed. The inspector was there. He didn't note anything out of the ordinary for a shed.
What about like hooking up to the waste line or anything like
No.
that? Nothing's hooked up to that?
No, absolutely not.
There's something on here about a permanent basketball court. Can you talk to that? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, yeah,
Yeah, I don't know
on
anything
Oak
about.
Rest.
The house has been inspected so many times because the neighbor. It's silly because we're here because this started as a result of a parking dispute because my client's car was encroached in the front of the neighbor's house. He didn't like that. There was a dispute, and the next thing you know, inspectors start showing up every day. He's called the fire marshal. He's called the building inspectors. He's called code enforcement. Everybody's been there. Everybody's inspected it. These are the items that we're here for tonight are the only things that don't comply with the code.
So what's your take on this, though, that this is actually a backyard? Because there is property between the curb and the property line?
There's a tax lot behind my
tax
client.
lot.
Yeah, it's an official tax
easement,
lot.
I
It's
guess,
not like it's part of the right of way. It's a tax lot that's owned by the town of Babylon. It runs the entire length of Oak Rest Lane, from Deer Park Avenue down to whatever, I forget the name of the creek. Sumpalms Creek.
Yes.
You know, in my opinion, it's not a buildable lot, but it's a lot.
So if that's the case, then it takes these variances down substantially.
Very, very significantly, yes.
I do know we maintain along Oak Crest. We cut and clean behind those houses.
Mm-hmm.
You know, cut and trim back and stuff. So I do know that's on our to-do list for highway.
That's something we're going to have to look into and see.
No, I understand. It was when I started, looking into this, that was the first thing that kind of popped out to me was, well, why are we being treated as a secondary front yard when there's a tax lot behind us? The town's telling us we're encroaching on the tax lot. If we're encroaching on the tax lot, then
Gotta treat it as such.
Is the electrical panel, does it have an underwriter certificate?
I don't believe it does. But we're going to have to get one as part of this application. My client does he's very handy. He does a lot of his own work. He owns a bunch of restaurants. Does a lot of the work himself, so he was able to take care of it by himself. We're sure it will pass. We haven't had any issues, but obviously, if as part of the building permit process, we'll have to get the underwriters.
Where'd the electric come from? The house?
Yes, came from the house.
You ran
Ran it
conduit or
underground.
something? Yeah.
Yep.
And the plumbing for the outdoor shower, is that separate? Is that from the house?
I mean, I don't know. I have to look into that because I don't know. It's really just a hose bib that's high with a shower head on it. So I don't know if you need a plumbing permit for it, but
Is it fed by a hose or is it fed by a
it's fed by a pipe.
pipe?
Yeah, we have to
Ran a
look
pipe
into it.
back there then.
If we need a plumbing permit, we will make sure we get one.
Hot and cold, or is it just cold?
I believe it's both. It's both.
So it's
All right, so it's out of the basement.
Gotta be, you gotta have a hot water heater.
Yeah.
So we will need a plumbing permit for that.
And the drainage?
There's a drain in there. But it's not, I mean, it's not a heavy use thing. There's black
Dry
stone
well?
in there
Like a
that
dry
kind
well
of drains.
kind of thing?
What's that?
Like a dry well kind of thing, basically?
Yeah.
55-gallon drum and
Yeah.
He bought a dry well that you would use for an outdoor shower. Dug the hole, put it
set
in.
it in rock and
Yeah. Yep.
And we're unable to move that because we're not favorable for granting outside shower areas that are not attached to the home.
So, I mean, if have to talk to my client if there's really an objection to the shower area, I can see if we can remove it, but I think that the shower head itself is on the property. It's really just the base that kind of extends over a little bit, and it's at
More so
grade
that
level.
it's detached.
Hmm?
It's more so that it's like detached and
But yeah, I think when you have the sauna and the cold plunge tub, I don't know, the way I understand that it works is you go in the sauna, get your sweat going, you rinse off in the shower, and then you go into the cold plunge tub. It's supposed to rejuvenate you. It's supposed to be good for your muscles. I think the shower is part and parcel of that because you wash off the stink, if you will, before you get into your cold plunge tub, so you're not constantly changing the water. If it's a matter of cutting off the outdoor shower or relocating the outdoor shower, we can maybe do that, but
Why is it all so far from the house? Like, why is it like you're on display from that road back there? I mean, you're gonna shower and do everything away from the house. You're gonna walk.
well, I think everything is kind of low. It's below the fence line. When you drive down Oakcrest Lane, you can't see any of this stuff.
No, when you walk out of your house, the back of the yard to take care of all this business, and then you gotta walk back 3 yards back to your house again.
Well, I mean, location, preference of location is something a lot of different people consider. I think that if you look at the ability to run the electric from the shed to the structures, it makes more sense to put it in the back. I think if you're looking for, what those things are really intended for, peace and tranquility, I think you want to put it as far away from the house and as far away from your family as possible, because that's really the only way most of us get peace and tranquility. But nobody tell Rachel I said that. We'll edit YouTube later. So I don't know. I think that was the reason for the selection. It's the furthest away. It's the least impactful on the neighbors. It's also a quiet area away from the hustle and bustle of the house.
So, and this is not part of the application, but I'm just curious, like, is there like a lot of activity that goes on back there, or parties, or anything
No.
like of that nature? I mean,
the complete opposite, I guess.
No, I mean that's the crazy. Like my client's very quiet. He's very busy. He owns several restaurants. He's constantly working. He's not really home that much to entertain and have parties. So I don't know. It's not a thing.
again, it's not part of the application.
Yeah. No, I know, and I'm trying to give some color. Like my client's, he's a very busy man. He has this little area in the backyard to kind of rest and relax, and that's what he's trying to do.
I have no further questions.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? Come on up. No, come on up. I need your name and address for the record, please.
Karen Caporale, Caporale, 27 Oakrest Lane, Babylon, New York.
Okay. And do you affirm to tell the truth?
Of course.
Okay. What would you like to tell us?
I moved in 1990, just as if I can give you a very quick overview. Just before I moved in, apparently there were a number, and I don't know whether you were one of them or not, a number of residents on Village Line that wanted to extend and create frontage using Oakrest as an in-out. And that was defeated. And we're very happy about that on Oakrest, particularly me, who just moved in afterward. Living there over the years, I'm noticing, and this is the part that have your pool, have your cold plunge, have your whatever. But my point is the line of the fence has been pushed. Now, is that town property? Is that the gentleman's property? This is something that I've seen over the years that neighbors on Village Line have taken it upon themselves to help themselves, to,
But
you know,
it's
extending.
everybody over there, right?
Yeah.
What I seen on the
And the area is, it's terrific for me and my neighbors because it's quiet. We don't have, per se, neighbors across the way. We're seeing their backyards, and that's lovely, no complaint. But I just feel as if this is perhaps a step. And if you accept it, fine, I accept it. I just question whether that's an okay precedent. And, you know, we do appreciate that, that property, the town property. Everybody walks their dogs there. I don't object to that. I have a dog. Tons of people come around the block and from the area and walk through Oakrest, and that's fine. So that's my only comment. I don't mind the structures. I'm not offended by, you know, what's there. But I'm bothered
You're bothered, but
by
you're
the
bothered
push
by
out.
all the neighbors have kind of pushed out to
A
some
number
degree.
of them. I won't say all of them.
Okay.
And that's my only comment, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Would anyone else like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Okay. Any last comments?
No, I think that
Okay.
the structures itself fit within the character of the community, and we request that the board approve the application.
Okay, we're going to close the hearing, reserve decision. You guys will get the decision in the mail. Thank you very much. Okay?
Thank you.
Good
Have a
night.
good night.
Telling Rachel, by the way.
Yeah. She knows. Next application is application 25234, property located at 148 Long Island Avenue in Wyandanch. Oh, this is mine, huh? Mother. Name and address for the record, please.
Hi, my name is Robin Asselman. The address is 148 Long Island Avenue, Wyandanch, New York.
Okay, and you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Okay, for the record, we have a planning division memo dated December 29th, 2025. Survey by CSE Land Surveying dated July 16th, 2024. Environmental control memo dated January 7th, 2026. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Tax map acting as an area map. And
Chairman, there's 3 photographs and a site plan by Stephen A. Felt dated March 11th, May 11th, 2022.
okay, what would you like to tell us about the application? What would
Yeah.
you like to tell us about the application?
Okay. We bought this house like 11 months. So we live over there, me and my wife and 4 kids. After 3 months, we bought the house. My mom was living in Florida. She asked us to come and to live in New York with us. So we accept that. She already inside the house with us, but we don't have enough room for all families. This is the reason I asked if I can build a room on the top of my garage for my mom.
Okay, anything else?
That's it.
All right, so this applicant, the house was built in 23?
24.
24.
Yeah.
And when you came here at that time, there was condition put on it that, a covenants and restriction put on it that no further expansion of the dwelling. And now you're back here asking for an expansion of the dwelling. Were you represented by counsel at the time?
I don't know if something already happened. You said, but the only thing we just we knew over there. So when I live over there, like February last year, so when I find and I feel I would like to do the expansion on top, I asked the builder to do that. He said he don't think they're gonna ask allowed me to do that if I can build if I can build a room inside the first floor. So me and my wife decided to keep the house like the way it is. So sometimes we got big family or guests coming inside. That's why I don't want to do something on the first floor. I would like to leave it like this, I think, to build a room on top.
Did you have this house built? You have to come in and...
Yeah, but you have to be sworn in. You can help, yes. Name and address for the record, please.
Jose Espinal, 229 West 21st Street, Deer Park, 11729.
And do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I built this house in 2024, and I sold it to Mr. Robinson. And I explained to him in the beginning, to leave this covenant or restriction is going to, he have to try him on the variance and all of that stuff. So I suggest to him, choose build a room on the first floor and put your mother there, because we got this restriction, but he don't want to do it. He wants to keep the first floor open concept, and he wants to keep all the rooms in the second floor. And I told him we can try. We can try hard, and we'll see what happens. Might they can approve it, might not. So we give new plans. We provide new drawings, and that's why he is his application to leave the covenant and build the room in the existing garage second floor.
We almost never lift the covenants and restriction once it's imposed, okay? I won't say never, but pretty much never. So we are probably not inclined to approve the application.
Okay.
But, that's...
So, yeah, I explained to him, I explained a few times, because when I built the house, when I get the approval on the new dwelling, I know I got all of these restrictions. So I explained to him, I said, I don't know, you want to try, but he keep insisting, all I need a room for my mother. I don't want to do a room dance on the first floor, which is, I tell him it's going to way cheaper. You're not going to spend $60,000, you don't have to them. But he keeps saying, I don't want a room downstairs, I want a room upstairs.
I understand what he wants to do. Like I say, the thing is, there was a covenants and restriction, and it's very current besides, and, lifting that's going to be a big stretch.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know what to tell you.
Anything further?
Nothing else besides that.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application?
Nope.
For the record, there are none. So we're gonna close the hearing. We're gonna reserve decision. You'll get the decision in the mail, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming down. No, there's two more right there. Next application is application 25231 of Popeyes, property located on Broadway in North Amityville. Name and address for the record.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Dean Katsubis. My address is 121 Newbridge Road, Hicksville, New York, 11801. I'm
Okay.
here
And,
tonight.
okay, you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let me read this stuff into the record. We have a planning memo dated December 29th, 2025, environmental control memo. Environmental control memo dated January 7th, 2026. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Suffolk County Planning Memo dated January 7th, 2026, a decision of local determination, take no position for or against. Tax map acting as an area map, and we have a plot plan that is undated and unsigned. And,
Chairman, there's 4 photographs.
what would you like to tell us about the application?
Right. We're seeking variances in connection with the proposed Popeyes restaurant to be located at 756 Broadway in Amityville. This is a new build restaurant on the site of the former Mitchell's 110 Diner. The property is in close proximity to other fast food restaurants, including McDonald's, Taco Bell, and Pollo Campero. The proposed Popeyes restaurant will include indoor seating and a drive-through, and signage is necessary and customary for this type of use. Based on the planning department's comments, the remaining issues appear to be with minor, and I feel like I could explain what variances we need and why we need them. I'd like to start with the ground signs. The ground signs, we're proposing a height of 3 feet where the code is 2'6". That is a rather small 6-inch increase from the code, and it's necessary to for the visibility of the cars coming in and out of the property, to see the entrance side, the exit signs, where the drive-through is, and so on. These signs are standard for other Popeyes locations, the newer design Popeyes anyway. And from what I understand, they are prefabricated, and they come this size. That's why we're asking for them at this size. In addition to the ground signs, we're also asking variances for the wall signs. We have, and if you take a look at my board here, we have 2 primary signs, which are like the Popeye. This is the front elevation facing Broadway. This is the south elevation facing Lindy Avenue. So these are the 2 biggest wall signs that we're asking for. We have 1 wall sign facing north. That is this small one. It's a 3-foot diameter, and that's a blow up of it. It's a 3-foot diameter, like medallion style sign. This one and the 3 signs that I just described are the main signs, and they are illuminated, and they are necessary to the store. This one facing north is a reduced size because it is facing a residence in that direction. Aside from traffic coming south on Route 110 can see the sign, but there is a house just to the north of this property. So this was designed not to have a big wall sign over here, and just have that small medallion style sign, which will be illuminated and shut off when the business is closed. The remaining signs that we're asking for are, I would like to more so consider them as branding and logos rather than signage, because we have the famous Louisiana chicken, we have a silhouette of a chicken, we have Love That Chicken. But all 3 of these signs, they all require variances for more so for being more than 6 feet tall. Like this bigger one is 8'6" tall. The chicken is 6'3", just a small deviation from what the code is. And this other one is 6 foot ½ inch. So again, very, very small deviation from what the code is. And it may appear to be signage, but I'd like to just emphasize to the board that these logos that I'm talking about here are really branding and slogans, and they're also not illuminated, and they are thin acrylic panels which are fixed to the brick or to the material of the wall that they are located on. So there's no illumination, there's no sign box, they don't stick out. They're very thin letter panels which get affixed right to the brick. Therefore, I feel those signs are secondary in nature. Again, with the newer designs and the newer Popeyes locations, this is what they are proposing at other locations as well. There is really only one residential neighbor that could possibly be impacted. As I mentioned, it's the neighbor to the north. It's just one house, which is immediately next door to this property. And the largest sign is that this one that's facing their house. Like as I mentioned, it's not illuminated, and it will have minimal impact to them. The illuminated sign facing their house, again, is the round one. And there is no signage proposed in the rear of the property, and there are some residential properties behind our property. There's no signs proposed facing the rear. Given that the property is surrounded more so by commercial properties, there's a gas station across the street, there's some offices and other businesses, other restaurants in that immediate area. We feel that the variances we're asking for are minimal in nature. We kindly request your approval.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Parodi.
Good evening. How you doing?
Good.
So we'll start with the wall signs that you just mentioned. You do have a lot of them. And also,
Yes.
I mean, do they need to be that big as well? Is there any way that you can remove any of them, or, you know, to just reduce the total amount of variance requested?
Okay, speaking to my clients, these come the way they come. It's like, I can't ask, you know, like, I can't ask for, I mean, I possibly could ask for a smaller version of these signs, but again, fabrication, ordering, I don't know what it is.
What if we just eliminate some of them?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Question, the Love the Chicken, that's facing the house of the resident, right? Why do you need that sign there?
This one is the one that's facing the house. It's along the drive-through. It's along the drive-through lane.
I mean, is it really necessary there? And it's huge.
I mean, I don't want to, you know, I'm here to request the
Yes.
variance. If possible, we'd like to get them approved as requested. If we can't, there's definitely, you know, I understand the store could open if we don't get them
Correct.
all. Speaking to my clients, the absolute must is this chicken logo in the front. It is part of the design of the.
Which is also huge.
It's huge, but it's only 3 inches bigger than the code, whereas opposed to this one is like 2.5 feet bigger than code.
Correct.
So this one's like 8'6". This one's 3 inches. Maybe they can do something with it just to trim it a little bit. If that makes.
What about keeping the chicken then and get rid of the other ones? If that one's the one that's the main purpose, I mean, that's the one that's a front.
Out of the 3, which are logos, let's just say, I would say that the chicken is probably the more important one. Maybe this one, if we, you know, I'll leave it up to the board. I mean, like I said, I'd like to get them all approved as requested, but I understand we.
I don't want to do that, but.
You know.
I mean, I have a reason for why what are the hours of operation? And I ask because I know when will these lights be on? When will they be?
All right, I'm not aware of what the proposed hours are. I can't, and I could find that information out. I would say in line with whatever the other restaurants are in
Are they
that
open
area.
till 12, 10?
I don't know what their proposed hours are, unfortunately.
So, yeah, speak to your client, Steve. Look, we're fine. I mean, I'm okay with the chicken, but the other ones, see if you can speak to them, that they can be removed.
I mean, maybe speak to your client, get back to us, our feelings about the signs and, and also get back to us with the hours of operation and so on, how many employees, those kinds of things.
Yes. Ken, do you mind keeping the record open while
Yeah,
I
we'll
make
keep
some
the
calls?
record.
And
We
I'll-
will.
Yeah,
if you could take someone else, and I'll be right
course.
back.
So my other question though is also the two signs in the front for the entrances, exit, and drive-through.
Yes.
Do they need to be that size, and can they be redesigned to town code?
They can be redesigned, but they already have them. That's the challenge, and I understand that.
Maybe they should have, checked the code before
Yes.
Okay. What's the
10 a.m. to 1 a.m. 7 days a week is there.
wow. To 1 a.m.
We're gonna confirm that.
Yeah. Can you confirm the hours?
I'll confirm the hours.
You'll get back to us with that, all right?
You allowed it for 1 a.m. I guess.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone? Okay, you
Oh,
good?
I have no further questions of anybody else.
Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. So we're going to close the hearing. We're going to keep the record open. You'll get back to us, understanding that we'd like to see some of these signs removed and what the hours of operation, how many employees, and so on. All right?
All right. Can that happen tonight? I'm sure I can make some phone calls and be right.
No, you're going to have to get back to us. You need to respond to us in writing, actually, if you're going to eliminate some of these signs, because then that changes the variances, too.
Understood.
Okay?
Okay.
right.
Meeting next week, so you can.
Yeah, we have a meeting.
All right.
All right?
All right. Understood. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Next application is application 25235 of Tire Kings Collision, property located in Deer Park. Name and address for the record, please.
Cecilio Joseph, 255 Skidmore Road, Deer Park, New York.
And do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated December 29, 2025. Environmental Control memo dated December 17, 2025. If we were to approve this application, it would need a negative declaration. Suffolk County Planning memo dated January 7, 2026. Decision of local determination. Take no position for or against. A survey by Peter J. Barbizon dated November 5th, 2022. Tax map acting as an area map. And
Chairman, there's 5 photographs and a site plan by Michael Scott Sudano, dated August 18, 2025.
And we are missing the fire marshal's report.
Well, they came today.
Okay, we have not yet received.
we haven't received it yet, though, so, okay.
I have it right here. I have it right here.
He has a copy of the fire marshal report.
You have a copy?
Yeah, I have it right here.
Is that the only copy you have?
Yeah, but if you need it, you can have it.
Well, you might need it.
So you want to make a copy?
We'll get it. We'll get it in the office.
Okay.
They send it to us. The board just didn't get it in time.
Okay.
Okay, what would you like to tell us about the application?
I work as a mechanic, auto body. I was at 370 Comac Road, and I moved to 255 for a bigger building so that I could fit the cars inside. I plan on fixing the cars and working for a living like everybody in America.
All right, I'll turn the hearing over to Mr. Montiglio.
Good evening. How are you? Are you doing work there right now?
Yes, I'm disassembling the cars, putting them back together.
You have no CO right now to be working there right now.
No, I don't have nowhere else to go right now. I was at 370, and it took so long to get to this place with the architect and everything that the old landlord said I couldn't stay there no more, so I came over to.
I understand, but you can't just go ahead and do work with no CO there.
Okay. I mean, I could stop.
What's that?
I could stop if you need me to stop.
And what's like the business model? I mean, you have time of days. I mean, employees. What do you got going on there?
It's myself and 2 family members. One, I fix. I pull the frames. The other guy, he does the high-end mechanical, and the other one does like the detailing.
So 3 employees.
There's 3 employees and you, or 4 of you?
3 of us all together.
Okay.
Yeah, family members. Family members.
And hours of operation?
9 to 5 every day.
9 to
Sunday too. Saturday, Sunday, 9 to 5. Every day is work day. Sometimes Sunday, my wife
Slower?
be mad. No, if my wife be mad, I stay home. Sometimes. But usually 100% 6 days. 9 to 5.
Okay.
How about outdoor storage? You keeping anything outside overnight?
The landlord told me I can't really keep nothing outside. So sometimes during the day, I might put 2 or 3 in the front, but at the end of the day, in the building.
Okay.
He don't want nothing outside. Something about the fire department. If they have to come down the alleyway, they need space.
So about
Are
second.
you painting cars there?
I want to.
Are you currently?
No, not right now. I would like to
Because
though. I would like
the
to.
fire
next.
marshal was there, so you're going to need a spray booth if you're going to paint.
Yes, I want to apply for a permit for a spray booth.
Okay.
But just to make the money right now with the mechanical and the disassembly, I'll do it there. And then maybe in about a month, I want to apply for the spray booth. I already put a deposit on a spray booth because that's my majority of my work. I want to do painting cars and doing high-end repairs.
Okay, so you realize you're going to need a permit for that spray
Yes,
booth, and you
I-
shouldn't be spraying anything without a
No,
spray
no.
booth?
No, I'm not spraying now.
Okay.
Right now, I'm doing like assembly. I'm doing when you get the parts at the base coat and you put everything together and then give it back to the dealer or give it back to the car dealer. And that's how I'm doing it right now. But I really want to paint soon.
What's your relationship with your landlord? Because he's got an open case here with somebody else in the building.
He's okay with me. I don't owe him no money.
You know what? That's good.
Is this your first application here with us?
Yeah.
So is the owner of the building here?
That guy over there, right there. Yeah, that's his
Okay.
family.
So, can you come up for a second then?
Unless what you know.
He was here last week too about the.
Okay, so I'm going to need your name and address for the record, please.
Jacob Curiali, 4 Lansing Lane, East Northport, New York, 11731.
Okay, do you affirm to tell the truth?
Of course.
Okay, so tell us about the situation there.
Tenant at 245A Skidmore Road.
Yes. Yeah.
There's a tenant there.
Yes, this is the tenant, yes. There's actually, in the same complex, there's actually someone registered already. So he's trying to get registered right now, and I don't think there should be a problem with that. Of course, no outside storage. We're going to follow the rules, and if you guys need us to do anything, we will do it. And about the other case, basically what happened was I was just gonna wait till after the New Year. Then one of our buildings went on fire on New Year's Day, so I've been so on with that I couldn't got a chance to finish it.
What do you explain what you mean by registered? The other guy was registered. Now he's getting registered. What registered for what? What do you?
I have a New York State R number license.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay.
So I have to make. They told me New York State said that I have to transfer the license from 370
The other
Comac
property,
Road
yeah.
to 255 if that's where I'm doing business, and I have to show that I'm permitted to operate as a auto repair. My license is auto.
So you need our approval.
Yeah, to work. Yeah.
Wait, I don't know if this went over my head or not. So,
Like a New York
the
State.
other tenant,
No, I'm talking about this guy.
no,
I'm
okay,
sorry.
I'm referring to the other tenant. The other tenant, you have an open case in Second District Court.
Oh, yes. No, well, I went like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
So that's being handled
That's being handled, but it's on hold right now because
of the fire.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
But you're addressing it. You're taking care of it. Okay.
Yeah. I've been very on of insurance companies.
Okay.
At the
What else we got here?
So just to be clear, you requested auto body repair. That's what you want to do,
Yeah,
not
that's
just
what I would
straight
like to
auto
do.
repair.
Yeah, my license right now is only auto repair, but I'm gonna amend it after I get approval because I took some classes to do auto painting and stuff like that. I would like to more do auto painting, although I was definitely stay with my auto repair, but I would like to encompass the auto spraying.
But they can't approve you to do auto body repair if you don't have a permit to have a spray booth to properly
Yes, I know.
do that. So
Yes.
you're gonna have to at least submit the application
Yeah.
for the spray booth.
Yes, the lady from the fire marshal told me. She said she wants me to submit a permit for the spray booth, a permit for a paint machine, which I bought already. I bought it, and I'm ready. I just have to wait till I give her the paperwork. I told her I would give it to her Monday. She told me to fix the door because the door was blocked with a piece of wood, so I fixed that. She told me to fix a smoke detector. And the fire extinguishers that I had on site, the company that does it, Advantage Fire Protection. Last year, I didn't do this year's inspection, so she told me to Monday. Well, I have the letter here that they're coming tomorrow to do the inspection, so I'm gonna give that to the fire lady also, the fire marshal.
Can we talk about repaving, restriping, and the CNRs?
Yeah. What about how much of the building does he occupy?
How much square feet?
How many tenants are in the building?
4,800 square feet.
I'm gonna say how many tenants? Probably.
It's the baseball guy. It's me. It's the cabinet company. It's the shipping guy, the Chinese gentleman. It's the mechanic shop next
There's
door.
a lot of tenants there. Okay.
Yeah, and a body shop.
And one other question: are you going to be applying for any towing in town of Babylon?
I don't own a tow truck yet, but I would like to do that.
At the current, no.
Yeah,
You need to
not yet.
apply for that too, also, if you're gonna.
Yeah, if I could apply for it now, I'll do it for the future.
No, you need outdoor storage, and you're not permitted outdoor
Oh,
storage.
that's not gonna happen. I'm not buying no. I'm not getting another building. This is it.
Okay, so the parking lot area needs to be repaved, restriped.
I thought we did that this week, but I guess we didn't. So it would definitely be done.
Great.
Although whether it was done or not, it needs to be done.
Okay.
Right?
Perfect.
Any other questions from board?
Just so you understand,
Make it
too,
a
should they
condition,
approve
so it
this
has to get done?
application at some point, they impose covenants and restrictions that you'll get if they approve it, that you'll have to file with the county, and that tells you certain rules that you can't do. Can't do any work outside, you can't have any outdoor storage, it will list a bunch of things. So
No, I don't work
you have
outside.
to, you would have to agree to those.
Yeah, I agree to that. I don't have no reason to work outside. I got 4,800 square feet. I could fit 30 cars in there, so I'm okay. I close the door, I put on the heat, and I stay inside, and we push
There's
it out.
other things in there, oil removal, things
I
rules
had
and
that.
regulations.
Yeah, I hired a company called Safety Clean, and I have 4 drums, and she got it on the report. I got four drums. I can't have over 5, she said. So the 4 drums, they come in, clean it out, Maybe every 2 months, 3 months, take away the oil, take away the antifreeze, and things like that.
All right.
So you're going to get back to us whether it's been striped and whether it will be striped?
I know it got paved.
Okay.
We did the patchwork. We did patchwork for all the potholes. That was done last week.
Yeah.
But we will stripe the parking lot.
Okay, we're going to make it a condition before we approve this application.
Okay, so if I call my guy right now,
Go out and stripe it.
What's the stripe? What's that for?
We need to address the fire marshal
Is
issues.
it- they put
and
in
the
parking?
Yeah, we're not approving it now. I'm just saying, if we were to approve it, before we would approve it, the striping needs to be done. Okay?
the whole parking lot.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I don't park outside.
It's his property, though. That's
Oh,
what people
okay,
do.
okay. Yeah, I don't. I work inside.
Yeah, no, it's not just for you.
Oh, okay.
All right, any other questions from the board? No. Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. We're going to close the hearing. We're going to keep the record open. You're going to get back to us on, the striping of the parking lot, all right?
Can you just stop over with the spelling of your last name for us?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Thank you.
And the
Oh, thank you. What do I do?
That ends the